Every chef I've worked with has the same frustration. Cam, everything's getting leaner except my fucking belly. The lower belly, the pouch, the bit that clings on for dear life, even when everything else is starting to move. And here's the thing, that is the last place to go. And unfortunately, if you work in hospitality, it feels 10 times harder. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why that belly fat is so stubborn and what you can actually do to get rid of it. But just in case you've randomly landed on this video by chance and you have no idea who I am, I'm Cameron. I coach chefs and hospitality workers to lose 10 to 20 kilos, build some muscle, and build a shift-proof routine. Everything I do is built for real life. It's not fantasy land, meal plans, and shit like that. So let's get into it then. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Your lower belly is the last place that your body wants to lose fat from. It's not because you're big boned, it's not because you're not disciplined enough, and not because you work in a kitchen either. It's just how your body works. When you start losing fat, your body takes it from the easiest places first. So your face, your arms, your legs, your back. But the lower belly is the final layer. Your body wants to hold on to that the longest. So even when you are making progress and your clothes are fitting better, the scales are dropping, unfortunately, the belly will always be the thing that shifts at the very end. And as a chef, you're going to feel that more than most because of all the challenges related to your job. The random eating times, the late finishes, the terrible sleep, living on caffeine, that kind of thing. All of that makes your body more likely to hold on to fat around your stomach, especially when you're tired and stressed 90% of the time, because your environment is working against you. And once you understand that, it actually makes things a little bit easier, because instead of thinking it's not working, you realize that it is working. It's just going to take a little bit longer for your belly to catch up with the rest of your body, and you just need to stick with it long enough for that to happen. Like Scott, who's one of my clients, he lost about 8 kilos, and every single week he was telling me, Cameron, the belly fat is not shifting, what's going on, the weight's going down, why is this happening? And then about 10 weeks after we started working together, it's like someone flipped a switch. The belly fat just started shifting because it had already gone from most of the other places, so his legs, his arms, his back, and now it was his belly's turn for that to start moving. But let me hit you with something that most people don't want to hear. You cannot specifically target belly fat. Yes, you can train your abs. Yes, you can build a strong core. Yes, you can try to build a six-pack by doing sit-ups and everything. But the fat on top of that area always comes off in one order. And the lower belly is always going to be last, which means 1,000 sit-ups, sweaty classes, skipping staff meals, going all in on Monday and then giving up by Thursday. None of that burns belly fat, despite what people may tell you. Yes, it might burn calories, but it doesn't choose where that fat is going to come from. So if you've been smashing ab workouts every day or after service thinking that it's going to help lean your belly out, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's not the play. And it's not your fault. The fitness industry loves to promote those punishment style workouts because they get views and it makes people feel like they're doing something. But it's like trying to fix a leaky tap by mopping the floor. You're never addressing the root cause of the issue. And until you fix the system, how you eat, sleep, and recover, your body is not going to give up that belly fat. The real fix is lifestyle-based, not pain-based. So these are the big levers to focus on if you're a chef. First of all, stop your caffeine in the afternoon. Kitchens basically run solely on caffeine, on energy drinks, coffee, whatever it is. And I've coached people smashing double espressos and downing cans of Monster at 10 p.m. But the problem is caffeine blocks your sleep hormones. And if you get bad sleep, that means it's going to lower your testosterone, which ultimately means you're going to hold on to belly fat. So the rule is to set a caffeine cutoff at about 2 p.m. After that, you don't have any more. You'll sleep better, you'll recover better, and you'll store less fat around your gut. If you are smashing caffeine late at night, gradually work that backwards to maybe 6 p.m. and then 5 p.m. until you get to around that 2 p.m. mark, and that can be your cutoff. It'll take a bit of time, but it'll make a huge difference. Number 2, walk outside, not just in the kitchen. This is another harsh truth, but kitchen steps don't count the same as walking outside. If you don't walk outside, you're never switching off. You're stressed, you're stimulated, you're not in fat burning mode. You need time outside, away from the chaos, to let your body actually calm down. And even 10 or 15 minutes before or after your shift works here. Think of it like letting the kitchen fan run after service. It's going to clear all the smoke and the steam and whatever else is in there. And that 10-minute reset outside allows your body to do the same thing, to switch off and switch from stress mode into fat burning mode. The third thing is to cut off your screens before bed. Late finishes are already messing up your body's sleeping pattern and its natural rhythm. Endless doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram Reels. On top of that, it means that your brain stays wired, your sleep quality plummets, and that means that the belly fat is going to stick around. So the rule is no screens 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Again, work backwards with this one to see if you can get to that point. Number 4, stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. Most of the chefs that I work with are eating late. It's just the way it is. You have staff food before service, then you're grazing throughout service, and then you probably have like your real meal of the day at around midnight or after you finish. But eating right before bed makes it a lot harder for your body to start actually winding down and getting ready to sleep. And as we know, bad sleep equals more belly fat storage. So if you can, stop eating a couple of hours before bed, or if you can reduce the size of that meal, that's going to make a difference as well. Even shifting it slightly earlier is going to help. And number 5, take a break from drinking. This is a pretty big one for chefs because alcohol increases your stress hormones, it destroys your sleep, it spikes cravings, slows down fat loss, and it promotes belly fat storage as well. I'm not saying to give it up forever, but a 2 or 3 week alcohol detox, you'll feel like a different human. Most people think that fat loss is about smashing the gym and eating a perfect diet. But most of your fat loss actually comes from your day-to-day movement, not from workouts. It's the walking, the steps, the small choices that add up over a space of 8 weeks or 16 weeks or a year. That stuff matters for fat loss way more than how hard you train. And here's the big thing, right? Most chefs assume that they're getting tons of steps, but it's not always the case. And like I said before, getting 7,000, 8,000, even 10,000 steps outside of the kitchen will do more for your belly fat than any workout program on earth. Not immediately, but consistently. Protein helps as well because it keeps you full and it steadies your energy, and that makes staying on track 10 times easier. Yeah, the basics are boring, but they're magic for chefs. Now, let me close this out by being brutally honest. Most people quit right before belly fat starts moving. Why? Because, as we know, belly fat is the last place that goes. Lower belly fat is the final boss. So you're not doing anything wrong, you're just not waiting long enough. And that's where tracking data comes in. Daily weigh-ins, weekly averages, progress photos, waist measurements if you want. And this isn't to obsess, but it's to stay honest. Your brain is going to try to convince you that nothing's happening. Because at the end of the day, fat loss looks messy. Some days the scales will drop. Some days you'll hold more water and they'll go up. Some days you'll feel amazing. Some days you'll feel stuck. But the numbers are always going to show you the truth. And if you have daily weigh-ins for the last 8 weeks and you can see the trend is going down, then the belly fat will come off. You just need to be patient. Most people underestimate how long they've been on track for and also underestimate how often they fall off at the weekends. And that's why imperfect consistency is the way forward. Not perfection, not all in, balls to the wall, just consistent enough to let your body do its job. So if your weight is trending down, if you're hitting your steps and you're hitting your protein, if you're actually sleeping well, then your belly fat is coming off. It just takes a little bit longer than you think it takes. But belly fat is only one piece of why chefs struggle with fitness so much. And if you're still finding this hard, it's usually because of one of these problems. You're accidentally eating up to 1,000 invisible calories without even realizing it. Late night eating is spiking your stress hormones and crashing your recovery. Your weekends are undoing your whole week of progress without you even noticing. Or it's the caffeine that's wrecking your sleep without you realizing it. These are the exact issues that I fix with the chefs inside my program. So if you want a plan that actually works around your rota, hit the link below and we'll build that together. Or if you're not ready for that yet, no stress at all. That doesn't mean you need to guess about your next step. Just watch this video that I made on the habits that are stopping your fat loss, because if you can plug those leaks, you'll be a lot closer to shifting that belly fat than you probably realize. So it's on the screen, go watch it now. It'll make everything in this video 10 times easier. I'll see you there.